Before I get started with this commentary, I have to give a shout out to the Trey King show. That's how I actually found out about this video and this story itself anyway. And this is a very heavy topic considering I have been doing numerous videos about this sector of a particular community for quite some time now. As a matter of fact, I just recently did one and now I'm doing one again right now. So in this picture, you see two images, and the one on the right is blatantly obvious something happened to this guy. So on the left, you see this person standing in front of this guy who was the same guy on the right, and they are attacking this man. So basically, let me set up the story. So this happened in New York. It happened on a New York subway line. I'm not sure which line it is at this point. That's not important. And this man was, pretty much walking with his Bible, preaching his word and basically talking about sin in general. So this person got so triggered by what he said, started getting in his face. Now, mind you, this is a person who's young getting in this guy's face. And I believe the man is 79. Got into this man's face, started yelling at him and all types of things. And I hate when my damn phone rings when I'm doing a video, but we're just going to let it ring. So they got up in his face and started to yell at him and say all types of things to him. And when this man did not back down to this person, they took off their stiletto heel, as you can see right here in the red circle. That's a stiletto heel, which means that is a powerful heel that person was walking with, and proceeded to hit this man upside his head, which is why he's leaking blood right there from his head onto his shirt and into that piece of Kleenex that he's holding, or that towel, whatever he is, to wipe up the blood. Now, one thing that got me is that the whole time this is happening, you see a whole bunch of people sitting right there, and nobody once got up to get this person away from this man. They just sat there and allowed the attack to happen. Sure, we have one person recording it. If they want to record it for evidence purposes, that's fine. Get them on that. But everybody else should have went up there and started throwing some damn haymakers on this person. Now, notice that I keep referring to this person as this person. I never specified gender. So now y'all see where I'm headed with this. Now, headlines have been saying that the person that attacked this man was a woman. Well, it was definitely not a woman. It was definitely a person of the T class from the Alphabet Academy that attacked this man, who is actually biologically born a man with the XY chromosome. And if you actually listen to the video, and I'm going to post the link to the article with the video attached, and you can hear for yourself, you can hear the deepness in his voice. You can tell, you can really tell that this is a person that's probably still transitioning. And they got so triggered by this guy. Now, this guy was not casting any stones against the Alphabet Academy. He was just talking about sin in general. This guy is probably a regular on that train, and this person never came across them. But that person was probably so used to having people judge them, quote unquote, because they love to say not that they hate being judged. But they got so triggered and so irate with this person who wasn't probably talking to them, and they got up in their face for no reason and proceeded to attack this man with a shoe that at that point no longer was just a shoe. It became a weapon. So this person should definitely be charged with assault with a deadly weapon, because at that point he could have killed him with that heel. If that thing penetrated the brain or into the skull, he could have. Or any lower, he could have hit him in the eye and blinded him. Now, to my knowledge, they are still looking for this person. But like I said, they should have, the people in that train should have do some haymakers towards this person, against this individual, for what they did. Now, what I would like to know is, how long will it take for the Alphabet Academy to call this out? That's what I would really like to know. How long will it take for the Alphabet Academy to call out this behavior? I'll tell you what. I know that they're not going to say anything. They have literally put themselves in the positions of being eternalized victims, that the moment that they do anything wrong, they see nothing wrong with it. Because what they'll probably try to do is say, well, this man shouldn't have been saying what he was saying, and then he wouldn't have got attacked. I bet you that's something that they will say. The Alphabet Academy class, no matter what race falls into it literally has encompassed and embodied white supremacy. I don't give a damn if they're palm colored, if they're black, if they're Hispanic, Arab, Native American, Asian, whatever. And it also shows you why many of them don't like the T class. Notice that the Alphabet Academy has their own flag. I mentioned this in another video. Notice how the Alphabet Academy has their own flag that encompasses everybody. But the T class, while being under that umbrella, went ahead and created their own flag. No one else has their own flag to my knowledge except them. Why is that? It shows you right there that they don't even want to be a part of it, but they'll be a part of it for the benefits and for the quote unquote protection. Because they know if they separate from it, especially when they're not strong in numbers like that, they won't get very far. So they have to leech on to something strong enough until they are ready to separate themselves. And by them creating that flag, they've already planted in people's minds that they're ready to separate from them, which I'm sure people in that academy are waiting on bated breath for the day to actually occur when they do separate themselves. The T should stand for toxic, because that's exactly what this was. Toxic behavior. Like, this individual acted like a straight up savage on this man who was doing nothing but saying his word and bothering nobody. We see these type of people on the trains all the time. If you take metro or any type of public transportation, you see this kind of stuff all the time. You just look at it and it's like, okay, you go about your day. As long as they're not physically touching you or getting in your face and everything like that, which this guy was not. This person got up into his space, cursed at him, all types of stuff, called him all kinds of names. And when he wouldn't back down, they got physical, took off their shoe and proceeded to beat them upside the head. And that's why this man is bleeding right now. I hope to God that they catch this motherfucker and deal with him accordingly. The reason why we constantly go in on the Alphabet Academy the way we do, especially that T class, is because they have yet to be put in their proper place for the bullshit and the fuckery that they do. Many of them act just like the ones with the XX chromosome, walking around here thinking they can do anything they got because of what's between their legs, and think that they can't be checked. I beg to differ. If more and more people will actually speak out against this behavior, maybe then they'll actually get the hint. But then want to sit there and cry and be victims all the goddamn time. And then try to link up with black people and try to say that LGBT rights are the same as civil rights. Get the fuck out of here. When we was fighting for civil rights, we were fighting to actually be seen as citizens in this establishment. Y'all are fighting just to get married and whatever the fuck else you're trying to do. Many of you and this is for the black ones, many of you put your sexual orientation before your own social construct, meaning you will put your fetishes before your people. Now, I'm not saying all of them do that, because you had some that didn't, like James Baldwin. Then you had some that did, like Bayard Rustin. And it's amazing because many of them will love to uplift Bayard Rustin and barely ever mention James Baldwin. So that lets you know what many of them are on. But this shit is crazy. Like I said, if they have not caught him by the time that I upload this video, I hope that they are on a citywide search for this person, because they need to be made an example of, because enough is enough. This shows right here that they get away with too much, way too much. That's why I said they literally are starting to embody and encompass white supremacy. Because if you break it down to its simplest form and chop it all up, they literally almost have the same ideology. Literally. Like, if you really think about it. Up there talking about, we need to be seen as people. People don't like us. People mistreat us. You got people as homophobic and all types of stuff. Then what the hell would you call this? Then when one of them gets killed or something like that, most likely because one of them probably fooled, quote unquote, some maybe some heterosexual man, then they want to label people homophobic. So what would you call this? They want to yell a hate crime. This should be a hate crime. This man did absolutely nothing to this person to deserve to get attacked the way that he did. And like I said, I hate the headline ran and said that they referred to this person as a woman. This was no woman that did this. This was a man. This was a transgendered man that did this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, have the notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.